Are you ready? Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm so glad that you were all able to make it. I'm super excited. This is the kickoff of Wellness Wednesdays that Ingrid and I are going to be hosting. And tonight we're having Alice as a co-host. I'm super excited for this one. And it's the new moon, so perfect time to start something new and fresh. And so, yeah, I will get started. I'll share my story, which I guess for me, kind of my health story started when I went vegan, and a little bit before that when I discovered chemicals and plastic and how bad that is for your health. And I very quickly, like months into this journey of going like plastic free and all natural, learned about whole food plant-based from a doctor. And I was at the time struggling incredibly with my health. My body from head to toe was just in pain, and I had a very physical job working at a distribution center for 3 days a week, 13-hour shifts, and that would pretty much put me on bed rest for the entire 4 days off. And so started going to the doctors, getting my blood work done. What the heck's wrong with me? And they put me on an elimination diet, which did nothing. And thank goodness, soon after that, I went to the seminar where I learned all about plants and the power that they hold and what they can do for like prevention, but also reversing things. And so for me, the light bulb went off, and I knew that this was the change I had to make. And it was wonderful. Like the first 3 months within that, I also cut out gluten and cut out alcohol. And I definitely seen a lot of improvements in my physical body and how I was feeling, but also my anxiety and my depression. They had a lot of help as well. And I was doing this for almost 5 years up until March 2020, when everything went upside down and I lost my job. I lost the ability to go to the gym. I was, really good in my routine at this point, and it was just like the rug got taken out under my feet. And I started to have a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress around the fact that I was no longer working and I had to financially depend on my partner, which brought in a lot of depression. And I think that that just triggered a lot of things in my body. And so again, I was going to the doctor, like, what the heck's wrong with me? And I had this long list of things that I was going to them with. And that's when I got my diagnosis of Hashimoto's and celiac disease, which are 2 autoimmune diseases. And I was presented with prescription drugs as my only option, which I, knowing the bad things that chemicals can do, but also what I had gone through with birth control as a younger person and what that did to my hormones, I said, no, not doing the prescriptions. I just reverted back to what I had learned when I first went vegan. And I was just like, whole food plant-based. That's what I need in my life. And so quickly went out, got a juicer, started juicing every morning. I started doing big salads at night, lots of raw foods, whole foods, lots of smoothie bowls, and lots of expensive supplements from, sustainable, ethical, cruelty-free vegan sources that were coming from all over the place. And it was almost a year of like no progress doing this. And I was so blessed that an earth angel popped into my life through Instagram of all places. And she's going to be speaking next, but I was super keen to what she had presented me with. And it was just like another one of those light bulb moments where I knew this is what I need in my life. This is the answer I've been searching for. Manifesting in a way it finds you when you really need it and are ready. So I said yes, even though I hadn't had a job for a year at this point. So I was borrowing money to get my very first ULT, which we'll speak to at the end. But I did it. And within 6 days, I had more progress than that whole almost a year of doing all the right things, eating all the whole foods, organic even. I was doing it organically. And I still, within 6 days, saw way more improvement. Like this weight was lifted off of my shoulders. When it comes to my mental health, it was like my brain fog was gone, but also the ability to deal with anxiety and depression was incredible. Like things will still get you down. This is life, we're human, but it was how long did I stay down? And it was like such a less stretch of time. But then also looking at the symptoms, that long list of things that I went to the doctor with, they just started vanishing. They just started floating away and I wasn't experiencing them anymore. And it got to the point where I was having like lots of energy and fatigue. and low energy was one of the things that I went there with. And so I started going to the gym again. At this point, luckily, the mask ban was lifted and the gyms opened back up. And so I got some routine in my life, but also the community that came with this and the beautiful people that I have been connected with that are now like family. I'm so grateful for, because I know that did a huge part in my mental health journey. But everything has seen improvements, it seems like, from my sleep to my energy, my skin, my hair, just my mood, my digestion. The list is honestly endless. And I no longer resonate with or identify with those symptoms of, or the diagnosis of Hashimoto's and celiacs. I've actually recently been experimenting on myself with gluten, and I haven't had any of the reactive side effects or symptoms that come with that. So I'm just so grateful that this came into my life at the perfect time. And it also brought on, the business opportunity, which I know we'll touch on in the future, but it's just life-changing. And I can't wait for you all to hear from my good friend Ingrid, because she is the one that brought this into my life. And I am so blessed for her. And she has such a powerful story and such a beautiful heart. And I know she's helping so many others like myself. And I'm just so grateful to be on this mission with her. So I'll pass it to you, Ingrid.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, and thank you so much for sharing your story on here and being on this call with us. Yeah, I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so grateful that we're able to do this and share this with the world. So my story really begins, I like to take it way back with my story. So my story really begins at the age of 10 years old. So when I was 10 years old, I started my journey, of my health journey, and I went vegetarian. When I first found out about even what vegetarianism was, I took a deep dive. I went for it. It was kind of an overnight thing for me. And I wasn't a healthy vegetarian for sure. I think I created a lot of damage on my body, but it was better, I'll say, than before I was vegetarian. And I'm grateful I did that at a young age. And so I was vegetarian for about 5 years before I made the switch to go vegan. And before I went vegan at the age of 13, my life kind of fell apart at that very young age, and I ended up going into foster care. And so a lot of trauma and hardships and depression and anxiety came along with that. So I was in a very dark place in my life for many, many years, pretty much the entirety of foster care, which was up until I was 18. And so I eventually did more research. When I went vegetarian, it wasn't really for health reasons at all. I went vegetarian solely for the environment, for the animals, for my environmental impact, to lessen my footprint on the earth. And I did the same thing when I went vegan. But I didn't realize that my health would change. And I was still eating a lot of processed foods and things that aren't necessarily good for you. But I did notice a dramatic increase in my mental health. I was happier. I was just feeling better about myself. I didn't have as bad of depression, as bad of anxiety. It was still bad. It wasn't great. And during that time, I think I began taking medication for my mental health at like 14 or 15. So it was around that time that I did go vegan. But I was on and off mental health medications. I was in foster care, obviously. I was struggling a lot. I was in and out of mental hospitals because of those medications and because of my depression. And yeah, it took a while for me to get to that point. But after my last hospital visit, my mental hospital visit, I decided that I wasn't going to take any more kind of mental health medications. The trial and error process of getting on like mental health medications is pretty brutal if you haven't been through it before. It's truly, like I said, a trial and error process. Some of them make it worse, some of them do nothing. And so, like they said, the last one that I tried made it a lot worse. And so I said I was done. If I have depression for the rest of my life, that is what it is. And I'm just going to do what I can for myself to take care of myself and try and make it better and see what I can do without the help of the doctors, because they were telling me to do all these things, but nothing was really helping. It was all medical, and that wasn't really helping me at all. So that's kind of where my health journey began, was making that decision. And yeah, so I was vegan for since 15. And I was doing significantly better when I kind of decided that I wasn't going to do the medication anymore. I still struggled. There were days that I wouldn't get out of bed. There were weeks that I wouldn't get out of bed. And but it had its ups and downs, its ebbs and flows kind of. Um, and some days I would be okay, some days I wouldn't, but it continued on and I did okay up until the pandemic hit in March of 2020. And then I was super isolated and it was coming up on winter, or it was winter. And so that was when it got really, really bad. I have seasonal depression, of course, on top of my regular depression and anxiety. And the winters here in Wisconsin are super, super, super brutal. So the isolation of lockdown really kind of threw me for a loop. And these superfoods actually came into my life at exactly the right time, which is amazing. These always come into your life right when you're ready for them, right when you need them. So I found these superfoods through Alice because I saw her on Instagram. I was actually planning to move to Belize and she was planning to move at the same time. And I saw her on Instagram and she was vegan, of course, and she was just super vibrant. Like she just had this energy and like this glow about her. And I was like, all right, I got to figure out what she's doing. Like she's doing something that I'm not. She's doing something right. And so I asked her what it was and she shared these superfoods with me. And I was like, okay, like superfoods. I'd never really done anything like that before. I wasn't into like protein powders. I wasn't into anything like that. I wasn't really, at the time, I wasn't really the person who would like go to the gyms or like work out. I wasn't a runner or anything, but I was like, okay, like something's working for her, something's working right. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And so I ordered my superfoods. She was like, they're raw, organic, dehydrated superfoods. I read the ingredients. There's nothing weird in them, no chemicals, no additives. I read up on the process of the dehydration a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So I gave them a shot. And within the first 3 days, I had some headaches, some detox symptoms. But after that, it was like the clouds like parted and like I had this whole new like outlook on life. And the brain fog was gone. I didn't even realize how bad it was, but I felt like a whole new person. After only 3 days, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I didn't know that there could be this dramatic of a change just from eating these superfoods. And I was blown away. I had no idea at the time about the gut brain connection. I didn't know how much just taking in organic superfoods could really change everything. Like everything changed for me. My depression got so much better, especially it was in lockdown. Before that, there would be like days, weeks that I wouldn't get out of bed. I wouldn't move. Like I wouldn't even like, I would get up to go to the bathroom and grab like a quick snack, but that was it. And yeah, I started eating, everything changed literally. Like I started eating mostly whole foods. I cut out pretty much all like processed foods, anything with chemicals. I got super like into detail like with what I was truly eating and putting in my body, because anything I noticed, like I began to notice if I was eating something that wasn't top quality like nutrition and it had some weird chemicals or preservatives or even like pesticides in it, like I felt it in my body. And I had so much energy. I started walking every day, which was not something that I was doing. I started doing yoga at home. I started doing little home workouts. It was amazing. It was truly amazing to look back on it. And I started getting so much routine in my life and I just was finding ways to get all this energy out. I was doing so much more. I was so much happier too. The happiness was like amazing. My family even noticed it. They were like, wow, like what changed? Like, but yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. And I'm just so grateful that I'm able to share this because Alice shared this with me. And it's truly just changing people's lives and transforming people's lives. It's so powerful. And I never thought that anything would help my mental health like this. Like I'd truly like given up. Like I found little things to help, like if I eat more whole foods and stuff like that, but nothing that has this kind of dramatic change. Like obviously you still have bad days. Some days are harder than others, but it's nothing like it ever was or ever could be again. So yeah, I'm just so grateful for these foods. And yeah, it's just like raw organic foods, like real whole nutrition. It's like going back to source 100%. So it was just amazing. But yeah, like I said, Alice introduced this to me. She is absolutely incredible. She is such a wealth of knowledge. She's been sharing this for so many years now. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear her story because it is so powerful. And with that, Alice, I want to give it to you.
Oh, thank you so much. And you both like sharing your stories. And what's wonderful is I've known you both since the day you started this, and to watch you guys, the shift from coming on as this like despair, because it's how I came on, to where you are now. It's just, that's why I do this. It's beautiful to watch the transformation of incredible humans who deserve to feel good and live their dreams and full potential. So hello, everyone. I'm Alice. And when this came to me, I'm from Britain, so I was living in the UK. I had been a vegan food blogger in the UK for several years. I was a cover model. I was living the Instagram life of dreams to the outside world, but internally I was not happy. I was unhappy. I was unhappily married. I was unhappy in my situation because I couldn't find a way to get out of the matrix, the 9-to-5 grind. Even though I was seemingly doing all these wonderful things, I was in internal hell. And at this time, I didn't understand the gut brain connection. I was vegan. I was like, I should be super healthy. I'm promoting all this vegan food. Of course, vegan doesn't mean healthy. I was working with a lot of junk food, delicious, amazing creations, but that aren't actually good for our health. So it came to a head around COVID time. When that happened, I hit a thing, and I have to leave my husband. I have to quit my job. I have to start again. And so I did. I literally started from ground zero, lost everything, moved in with my parents. And I was like, right, universe, I need a way to make an impact. I need to heal myself. I want a way that I can impact more people, because I want to be doing something worthwhile while I'm here. I've built up this incredible following on social media, but how can I help these people? How can I be of value in this world? Because there's so much bullshit out there. And I felt like my life was such a lie. And I put it out there, and like we said, this comes to you when you need it. This beautiful angel, it goes in this lineage, a beautiful line of women helping women in this place. But Alison, our dear friend, she reached out to me, and again, like Ingrid and I were looking at Belize, she was also looking at Belize to go to, and she said, Alice, I've been watching you. You're not happy, are you? And I was like, oh my God, you can see straight through me. She was like, you have so much to give. You're so pure of heart. You're so wonderful. I want to help you. Let's join forces. I've got something that I want to do with you. And I was like, oh my God, tell me, you beautiful, magical human, what is it that you want me to do with you? And she said, first, we need to fix you. So I'm going to put you on a protocol, a 30-day protocol of superfood. And I was like, okay, my ego kind of came up, but I was like, I know about food. I'm vegan. I came in with such an attitude, but I trusted this woman. There was something about her. And I was like, okay. And she didn't lie. Like Ingrid, it resonates with me so much, Ingrid's story, because I'd suffered with leaky gut for 12 years. I was on medication. I was in constant pain. My mental health was so bad, I couldn't leave my house. At this point, I didn't want to speak to people. I'd isolated myself. I had no friends. I literally rock bottom. And within 3 days, 3 days seems to be the magic number of flooding my body with this, taking the gut repair. Day 3, I'll remember it. It's the most clear vision of my life. I woke up, and where I'd normally like have that like rock of dread where you're like, ooh, I was like, and it was like, there was birds chirping, and I was like, what the, and everything just felt light, and I felt joy, and I felt this like burning desire. I was like, I can do something with my life. I was like, wait, who is this girl? And I just started crying, and I called Allison, and I was like, wait, is this? And she was like, yeah, girl, this is what it feels like to be healthy. This is what it feels like when your body's given what it actually needs. And I was just like, I was like, I'm joining you. How do people need this. So I just continued taking it. I was sharing it with everyone I knew, like a crazy woman. Come day 10, I came off my medication for my leaky gut. Haven't touched it since. I haven't had a symptom since. And I could not eat anything. My system, it was leaking into my system. I was inflamed. I was malnourished. I was just so miserable and just felt so bad. And suddenly I realized, oh my God, if only everyone knew that just in going back to nature and finding the purest source of foods in the world, you could feel this good. I didn't know what it felt like to be happy until that day. And I was 28 when I started this. Oh my God. So I was a crazy lady sharing it with everyone. And it's just got better and better. Now I live this lifestyle, this food, I eat, sleep, and breathe it, because I think every human deserves to feel their best. Every human deserves to live without pain, discomfort, sadness, blockages, self-hate. I love my body now. I used to hate myself. I was in the modeling industry. Oh my God, it was hell. Like starving yourself or whatever. But now, like, I love myself, and I could never say that before. So it just gives you everything. And it's crazy that it starts with food. I'd never looked at that before as a way to make me, it's like the missing puzzle piece. So we share the secret, and it's just a new lifestyle, swapping out what does not serve you and bringing in what literally gives you everything. In having less, you actually get more. So yeah, now I've spent the past 2 years traveling. I've been in like 7 countries. I'm living my dream life because I've connected to something that has changed my life. And all I do is share it with other people, like beautiful Sam and Ingrid here. And that's what we do. We get to live our dream lives and just share something that is going to change the world. If everyone started to shift their lifestyle to this, I cannot tell you how amazing the world will be. So this is our mission. We have a huge mission here. And people are like, okay, so what is this? What are you talking about? So I'm very briefly going to bring up on my screen what we are talking about. So I hope you can all see, but we are the transformation company. That's because we create permanent, lasting change. This isn't a 3-day cleanse. Oh, I feel good. And then back to where you are. No, you are going to have this for the rest of your life, because why wouldn't you? It's all the nutrition your body needs. And oh my God, it's so delicious. Feels so good. You vibe high. So everything works completely in unison together. All these products to make your body, mind, body, spirit, just come back to yourself. And our testimonials just come from the heart. This is just, it's just what happened to us. Like, we can't even believe it. It's called the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And most people start with this. It's $11 US a day for 2 meals and snacks that you used to have to be replaced with the highest potency nutrition on the planet, which is insane. 11 US a day. Like, I don't know, people spend like $11 on one coffee, which isn't even good for you in a day. So this is everything you need. It's the system that is going to completely rebuild your new body, heal your gut-brain connection, help you sleep, give you energy, make you feel amazing, make you love your body again, heal addictions. I came into this with a cannabis addiction. Ain't got that no more. Food addiction. Don't have that. I don't even crave junk anymore. This is crazy. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So with the products, we have so many. It starts with Build, our super amino 23, our pre-digested vegan protein, the most intelligent source of protein in the world from master amino acids. It goes into your bloodstream in 23 minutes. You can fast and take this straight into the bloodstream. 99% bioavailable. All of it is used as energy. So this builds our muscle. This gives us mental acuity. This builds muscle in our sleep. It was actually created for patients who are in comas to maintain muscle mass. This stuff is the stuff of gold. So Halle Berry takes it. Medal winning athletes. This is the protein of the future. Completely organic, completely from plants. Like, we're just sharing with you the keys to unlock your future higher selves here. Nourish, our green juice, the holy grail, the nutritional equivalent of 6 microgreen organic salads in 1 cup. Like, I couldn't eat 6 salads before. So to drink that on an empty stomach in the morning alkalizes the body. Disease cannot thrive in an alkaline body. It's the secret to not getting sick. It's insane. Detoxify, Biomedic. This is what reversed my leaky gut. This is what allows Sam to say she no longer has celiac, Hashimoto's disease. This is what helped Ingrid with her crippling depression, because it heals the gut. And there's nothing else in the world that is proven to pull glyphosate out of the gut. Nothing. This is the only thing in the world. And we all have glyphosate buildup in our bodies, which leads to every type of disease known to man. It's even passed on to our children. So we have a responsibility to pull that out. And then we have the regeneration part, which is our apothecary, our nightcap. We have this an hour before bed. It's antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, the same antioxidant count as 5 cups of organic blueberries in 1 tablespoon. So it's regenerating the skin, it's building vegan collagen, and it has naturally occurring melatonin, which is the same that is found in our bodies, our sleep hormone. So it gives us the deepest REM sleep ever, lucid dreaming. We get the same quality of sleep in 5 hours that we used to in 8. So anyone that can't sleep, which is most people because of the stress going on right now, this is your holy mecca. It's amazing. And to top it off, we have super cleanser. So that kills all the parasites in the body. Parasites control our mood, control our cravings. And super cleanser is a mix of Ayurvedic herbs, raw dehydrated, that kill them in many, many different ways, by starvation, by strangulation, by killing the reproductive organs, so that the adults and the eggs in the body die, parasite free. So this is what we're doing. This is like our base. Absolutely everything that we need. So when we start with 30 days of flooding the body with this, incredible things happen. You will never be the same again. And then we go down. When you do this, there are 3 different ways that you can do it. You can choose out of 3 options of how you want to integrate this into your lifestyle. So there's something for everyone, but we can talk more about that. Whoever brought you onto the call, go back to them and we can have a chat and talk about how this could work for you in the best way. There's just so many different ways to do it. You get a tracker for energy, mood, cravings, weight loss, all of those things. And then after it, people are like, so I just do a 30-day cleanse? No, this is the lifestyle transformation company. So we go into the daily core 4. And every single day we have these products. And if we have every day our Super Amino 23, Biomedic Power Shake, and Apothecary, the building blocks of our entire body, every nutritional need that we have is met with this. So any other food we eat other than this is supplement. This is all we need to be healthy, functioning human beings. It's incredible. This is biohacking. This is the future of food. This is going up into space with NASA because they've recognized it as the healthiest source of food on the planet. That's what we're dealing with here, guys. This is insane. So you can imagine, as soon as we heard about this, started to read more about it, and we started to experience it for ourselves, that everything changed for us, that we couldn't help but share, because it would be a disservice to humanity not to. But yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I just wanted to cover it a little bit. But like I said, whoever brought you on, get back to them. We have so much to share with you. I'm sorry, I could talk forever, but thank you for listening. And I'm just going to pass it back to darling Ingrid now.
Thank you so much, Alice. That was amazing. Yeah, it's all those superfoods. Everything is just so concentrated and just so amazing. But yeah, please just reach out to whoever invited you on this call if you do want to learn more. And there's also going to be a products and passion Zoom call by the founder, the creator of all of these amazing foods. He's like an evil genius, but for the absolute good of the world. He's just so brilliant. And the way he talks about these foods and just food in general, and the wealth of knowledge that he has is absolutely incredible. And that is going to be happening at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. So probably in about a half an hour, and it's going to be amazing. And there's going to be a lot to learn. So if you wanted to check that out, just let one of us know and we will send that to you. Otherwise, did you guys have any other closing comments at all? Or does anybody have any questions at all? All right, then we were just going to end it there. This is going to be recorded. So if anybody wants to send it to anyone, or if you want a copy of this to rewatch it, feel free to just reach out. But I hope everybody has a really beautiful evening. And thank you guys so much for speaking on this call and for coming to this call. I love you all so much. I hope everyone has a blessed night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.